It's Coach Lynn. Bonjour, hola, saubona, ni hao, guten tag, das Voice, and hello. How are you? Ça va? You see, this segment is about something that we don't talk about. Prejudice. Are you a bigot? What? That's right, that's what I said. Are you a bigot? I want you to take this little test and figure out for yourself. You can take it at home, you can take it and quiet in the cloak of secrecy and privacy if you like. But I want you to ask yourself these difficult questions and come up with some answers. If you want to, you can share it with me. Click on the link below and comment, say whatever you like. Let's all sit down and let's talk about something that I like to call cultural competence. Now, what does that mean? It means that you're very competent in your own culture. You know the ways, you know the slang terms, you know all the little, innuendo terms, you know everything that you should know about your culture. How much do you know about another person's culture? Are you culturally competent or are you a bigot? Now, when I say culture, I don't just mean black and white. I don't mean just races. I mean sexual orientations, religions, creeds, socioeconomic status, education level. I want to talk about what you might not want to talk about. So take this little test, just a few minutes of your time. And I want to say up front, here's Coach Lynn's disclaimer. The purpose of this little segment is not to make you feel bad, not to call you a racist, not to say that I'm a racist or I'm not a racist. I just want to give you some food for thought. I'm like a culture junkie. I love to talk to people from all over the world, all different walks of life, all different ethnicities, religious makeups, sexual orientations. As diverse as it comes is how I love it. I'm comfortable there. Where I'm not comfortable is when I'm put in a box and thought to be of one specific way just because. Here's a quick test. Do you ever find yourself making or thinking disparaging things? Yes, I said thinking. Disparaging things about a person just based on their race or their gender or their sexual orientation, or how much money you think they have, or their education level, or where they live, or what car they drive. Do you find yourself grouping people in some kind of box? Yes or no? Do you feel like freedom of speech is something that we all have and should have, unless it goes against what you feel are the rights of others? In other words, should we really have freedom of speech 100%? Or is there a line, and at that line, you shouldn't cross it? And if so, what is that line? I mean, I may think that line is here. You may think that line is there. Someone else may think there should be no line. How do you stand on that? Number 3, what are you willing to fight for? I mean, I know you're saying that you have these values or you have these things that really, really make you angry. How far are you willing to go to protect that? Here's an example. You walk into a bagel shop. You want a bagel. But there's a guy in front of you, and he's a little smelly, and he's disheveled, and he seems like he doesn't really even know what's going on. And the people behind the counter kind of ignore this guy, and keep ignoring this guy, and waiting on everybody else, including you. Do you stop them and say, hey, wait a minute, this guy's been standing here a long time. How about you wait on him? Do you step ahead of them and think, you should have spoken up? Or, ill, what's wrong with you? Or do you just feel like it's not for me to think about at all? None of my business, I have things to do, I'm really busy, he should clean up his appearance? Or do you just say, I don't see anything, don't want to see anything, can't get involved, whatever? answer that question, but answer it honestly. Number 5, when you feel the best about yourself, are you in mixed company or are you in only a specific group? In other words, how comfortable are you out of that group? Number 6, when you see a couple, and this couple is of mixed races, do you find yourself questioning it based on a racial question? Do you support it just based on a racial question? Do you not see race at all? Or do you think, good for them, they're in love? My very last question. After you take this little test, whatever you find out about yourself when you're being honest and private, what are you willing to do about it? You see, cultural competence means that you can go within an area or a place or a country or a neighborhood or around people of another social makeup, and you can be competent enough to function in that circle. Cultural competence means that we have an idea about one another that is not solely based on stereotypes and discrimination and negative perceptions. That we stop long enough to talk to other people of differing opinions, of differing beliefs, of different ethnicities or creeds or religions or socioeconomic status or sexual orientations or those who are disabled. And that we can be competent enough in those situations to be open-minded enough to not be bigots. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Please share this link. Share this video. I believe it is so important that we address things that make us less humane towards each other. Perhaps if we were all competent socially, competent culturally, we'd have a better world. Maybe it's just me, but I'm all down with having a better world. Prosper.